Okay, guys, almost test day. Just like I promised, we are going to do some review. I'm not going to just throw you into it blindly tomorrow, okay? So let's get going. Okay, they want us to select a number to put in this box that is going to make a true comparison. And we're going to mark all that apply. So when they say mark all that apply, that just means that there might be more than one possible answer. So we have to make sure that we go through all of them. Okay, it says 704,209 is greater than something. So because it's greater than, that means that the numbers we're looking for are going to have to be smaller. So let's go ahead and set up for our comparisons. Remember this way that I showed you we could do it? I'm going to write our starting number that they gave us right here. And then I'm going to take each one and we're going to compare them. And remember, I'm just going to line them up right underneath like this. Choice A says 725,709. Remember, we're looking for smaller numbers than this. Okay, so can I use my 7? No, I can't use my 7 because that's the same number, right? What about my 10,000s place? I've got a 0 and a 2. Which one's larger? Right, the 2. So is this going to be a smaller number? No. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that off. That one's not going to work. All right, let's try choice B. 702,709. And again, my pen is deciding to be silly. There we go. Okay, can I use my 100,000s place? No, because they're the same number. What about my 10,000s place? Nope, same number again. Okay, what about my thousands place? Yeah, I can use those to compare because they're not the same number. Which one's larger, the 4 or the 2? Right, the 4, which means this top number is going to be greater. So will choice B work? Yes, because it is less than 704,000. Good job. All right, let's try choice C. Keep right on moving. We've got 704,709. Is that hundreds, 100,000s place, I'm sorry, going to work? No, because it's the exact same. Those are equal. What about our 10,000s place? Nope, those are equal too. It's not going to work. What about my thousands place? No, you're right. Those aren't going to work either because they're equal. So we have to keep moving until we can find something that we can compare, which means they're going to have to be different. All right, so now I've got to my hundreds place. I've got a 2 and a 7, and we can compare those. Which one is going to be larger, the 2 or the 7? Right, the 7, which means that this number is larger than our top number. So that's not going to work because remember, we're looking for a less than number. Okay, let's move on to D. 703,709. Can I use my 100,000s place? No, because they're the same. What about my 10,000s place? Nope, they're the same again. Okay, what about my thousands place? Right. I've got a 4 and a 3, so I can compare those. Which one's larger? The 4. Good. Which means that this top number is larger. So is choice D going to work? Yes, because it is going to be smaller or less than 704,209. Okay, let's move on to choice E. 705,209. Is my 100,000s place going to work? Nope. What about my 10,000s place? Nope, they're the same. All right, my thousands place, they're different. I've got a 4 in my thousands place with my starting number, and I've got a 5 in my thousands place from choice E. Is 4 greater than 5? No, it's not. So that's not going to work either. All right, let's try choice F. 723,709. Can I use my 100,000s place? No, because they're the same. What about my 10,000s place? Right. Okay, so is our 0 greater than this 2? No, it's not, which means that this number is not less than 704,209. So it's not going to work either. So we've got 2 answer choices that we can select. So I'm just going to hit B and D, and we're going to move on. Number 2, we are actually going to skip, but don't worry, we're not skipping it and then doing it on the test. So you won't see a problem like this you won't see a problem like number 2 on your test tomorrow, okay? Number 3. All right, on number 3, you are going to have a chart with mountain peaks, and you're going to have to look at it very closely. Okay, you're going to have to look at those heights for each and look at the categories that they have given you. So we're going to select the mountain peaks that fall in the box that describes its height in feet. This box says between 14,000 feet and 14,300 feet, and this box says between 14,301 feet and 14,500 feet. So let's start with this box over here. Alrighty, Blanca Peak says it is 14,345. So is that going to be between 14,000 and 14,300? No, that's going to be greater. So because it doesn't belong in this category, it'll belong in that category. See? So we're actually kind of doing them both at once. So there's a little tip Tuesday for you. Alrighty. Now we've got Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney is over here. It says that it has a height of 14,494 feet. So is that going to fit between 14,000 and 14,300? Or is it going to be some of the higher ones, 14,301 and 14,500? Right, very good. 14,944 is only 6 feet less than this 14,500 feet. So Mount Whitney is going to fit over here as well. Next, we've got Crestone Peak. Crestone Peak is 14,294 feet. So is that going to be in our lower category, 14,000 feet to 14,300 feet, or our higher category of 14,301 to 14,500? Yeah, it's going to be in this lower category over here. 14,294 is only 6 less than this 14,300. So that's going to go over there. Next, we've got University Peak. University Peak is in Alaska, and it is 14,470 feet tall. Which category is that going to go in? Yeah, it's going to go in this higher one over here, the 14,301 to 14,500. Very good. Next, we've got Humboldt Peak, which is in Colorado, and it's got a height of 14,064 feet. Where's that going to go? Very good. It is going to go over here in the 14,000 to 14,300 feet category. And then we've got White Mountain. White Mountain is 14,246 feet tall. Where's that going to go? You're right. It is going to go over here because 14,246 is between 14,000 and 14,300. Very good. You will see something very similar to this on your test tomorrow. So just make sure that you have paper and pencil. So if you're not too sure looking at it, you can put them on top of each other and compare them that way. Okay? Let's keep going. Number 4. Again, we've got this same table right here with our mountain peaks and their heights. They want us to select the name of the tallest peak and complete the explanation of how you know which of the mountain peaks is the tallest. So they've given us some to choose from right here. We've got Blanca Peak, Mount Whitney, Crestone Peak, University Peak, Humboldt Peak, and White Mountain. What I'm going to do is I am going to stack all of those heights on top of each other. I'm going to start with Blanca Peak, 14,345. Crestone Peak, 14,294. Humboldt Peak, 14,064. Mount Whitney, 14,494. University Peak, 14,470. And White Mountain, 14,246. Now, I don't know if you have noticed, But all of these mountains are 14,000 something feet. So can I use that 14 to help us compare these? No, because they're the same. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a squiggly line through those because those are not going to help me compare them. But I can move on to my next place value. And remember, we're looking for the highest. So I'm going to look for the largest number in that list. I've got 3, 2, 0, 4, 4, and 2. So out of those, which is going to be the highest? Right, the 4. But if you notice, we have 2 of those. But at least I can narrow it down to just those 2 mountains, right? And I'm comparing 2 now instead of all 6. So we know that those 4s are not going to help me because they are the same. So I'm going to move on to the next place value, my 10s. I've got a 9 and I've got a 7. Which one is larger? Yes, the 9. Very good. So that means this mountain, 14,494 feet, is going to be our tallest mountain. And that mountain is Mount Whitney. So the tallest mountain is Mount Whitney. I compared the heights by blank value position. Do we use model value, place value, state value, or table value? Right, we use place value. Great job. All right, number 5. It says Mr. Rodriguez bought 450 pencils for the school. If there are 10 pencils in a box, how many boxes did he buy? Okay, let's look at this. He bought 450 pencils total, and he bought them in increments of 10. So he bought enough of the 10-pack pencils to get to 450. So did he buy 450 boxes of pencils? No, that's not what it says, right? Good, so we can eliminate that answer. Did he buy 4,500 boxes? No. Why can we eliminate that one? Right, because 4,500 is more than the total amount of pencils he bought. If he bought more boxes than he bought pencils, that doesn't make sense, right? So let's keep moving on. All right, so now we're down between 45 and 460. So which one of those makes more sense? 45 pencils, or 45 boxes of pencils, or 460 boxes of pencils? Right, 45 boxes of pencils, because 460 boxes of pencils, again, we go back to that being more than the pencils that he had total. Very good. If we were to write out our 10s all the way to 450, do you know how many 10s we would have? 45. Good job. Number 6. It says that Bobby and Cheryl each rounded 765,834 to the nearest 10,000. Bobby wrote 770,000 and Cheryl wrote 760,000. Who is correct? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and round that number to the nearest 10,000 to see what I get. So I'm going to write down 765,834. And they said they wanted us to round to the nearest 10,000. So we've got to remember where that 10,000s place is. We've got our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So right here is where I am going to round. And remember our rounding rules, we're going to look to the right. And that number is going to tell us what we're going to do. So that 5 tells us that we're going to do what? Right, we're going to raise the score. We're going to add one more. So that 6 will become a what? Good, it'll become a 7. Remember, anything to the left of the underlined digit stays the same. Everything to the right changes to a, 0. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll replace it with 4 zeros. So when we rounded, and we know our answer is correct because we're super smart, right? So when we rounded, we got 770,000. So we need to see who is correct. Bobby, who wrote 770,000, or Cheryl, who wrote 760,000. Who's right? Yep, Bobby's right. So Cheryl's 10,000s digit was, what was Cheryl's 10,000s digit? She changed it to 760. So her 10,000s digit was a 6, and it stayed the same. She didn't change it. Instead of being increased by 1. The digit in the thousands place is a 5, so to round to the nearest 10,000 place, Cheryl should have increased the 10,000s digit 6 by 1, which means that Bobby was correct. If you get tripped up on this question, you can read this explanation right here, and it almost tells you the steps on what to take in case you forget. All right, guys, we're doing a great job. Let's keep on going. All right, number 7, the total season attendance for a college team's home games rounded to the nearest 10,000 was 280,000. Select yes or no to tell whether the number could be the exact attendance. So we are looking at these numbers to see if they would round to 280,000. So let's go ahead and look at these. 276,105. And we're going to be rounding to this 10,000s place because that's the one that's changed to the 8. All righty. So would this 6 tell this 7 to increase or stay the same? Right, it would tell it to increase by 1. So this would round to 280,000. So is that going to work? Yes, it is. What about choice, or the second one, 270,250? Is that 0 going to tell that 7 to stay the same or round up 1? Yeah, it's going to tell it to stay the same. So it would round to 270,000. So is that going to work? No, remember, because it needs to round to 280. All right, the third one, 283,800. Ooh, that was crazy. That was not what I wanted it to be. 895. All right, so there's an 8 in the 10,000s place. What is that 3 telling that 8 to do? Yes, good job, guys. You know what? I think I got the smartest class in 4th grade. But you cannot tell anybody else. They'll get really jealous, and we don't want that. So, shh. All right, so this is going to round to 280,000. So you're right. That is going to work. And what about 203,699? Let's look. All righty. We've got a 0 right there and a 3 in our thousands place. Is that 3 going to tell that 0 to stay the same or raise the score? Right, it's going to stay the same. So that would round to 200,000. Whew, is that going to work? No, that is nowhere close to 280,000. Very good, guys. So, yes, no, yes, no. Good job. All right, number 8. The table shows the recent population data for a major city. We've got under 5 years, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 34, 35 to 49, 50 to 64, and 65 and over. And they want to know how many children are under 10 years old and complete the statements. So we've got 2 categories that would kind of fit that. We've got 5 to 9, because that's less than 10, right? Less than 10 years old. And then we've got under 5 years old. So what I'm going to do is I have to figure out how many, which is the total. So I'm going to add those 2 together. Remember, when we are adding, we want to make sure that we are lining up our numbers by place value so that we're adding the right numbers together and we're getting the right answer. So 35,031 plus 31,451. And if you guys haven't already grabbed some paper and pencil to work these out with me, make sure that you do. And before I work it out, how about you pause it, see if you get the right answer, and then hit play and check your answer with mine. All right. 1 plus 1 is 2. Very good. 3 plus 5 is awesome. 8. 0 plus 4 is very good. It is 4, comma where it belongs. 5 plus 1 is 6. Wonderful. And 3 plus 3 is 6 as well. Great job, guys. So there are 66,482 children under 10 years old. Great job. All right, and because my computer's not right here with me, I can't type in that box, but you know what our answer was, and the answer is found using, and it's given us all these options. So we just have to make sure that we click the right one for what we did, which is 35,031 plus 31,451, because those are the two categories under 10. Good job. Number 9, another one with this table. How many people are between the ages of 20 and 49? And again, there are two categories that fit that criteria. We've got 20 to 34, which there are 115,328 people in. And we've got 35 to 49, which there's 92,673. Remember to make sure you line up those numbers correctly underneath each other, because if we put it in the wrong spot, we're going to add the wrong numbers and our answer is not going to be right. Okay, 8 plus 3 is 11. Wonderful. Carry that 1 up top. 2 plus 7 is? Great job, 9. But remember, we cannot forget our neighbor that came over to visit. 9 plus 1 is? Very good, is 10. So 0, carry the 1. 3 plus 6 is? Good, 9, but don't forget. So 9 plus 1 is? 10. Wonderful. Put our comma where it goes. 5 plus 2 is? 7. Plus this one is? 8. Good job. 9 plus 1 is? 10. Good job. 0. Carry my 1 next door. And 1 plus that 1 I carried is? 2. Good job. So there's a total of 208,001 people in the categories between 20 and 49 years old. Good job, guys. And same thing, you would type your answer in this box and then tell them how you found your answer. And you're going to make sure that you click the right answer choice that matched what you added together, which was 115,328 plus 92,673. Good job, guys. All right, one more with this table. This time they want to know how many more children are under the age of 5 than between the ages of 10 and 14. Okay, anytime we say how many more, what operation are we using? Right, we're going to be subtracting because we've got to find that difference if they say how many more. So they're wanting us to compare under the age of 5, which is 35,056, and between the ages of 10 and 14, which is 30,254. So we're going to subtract those. 35,056 minus 30,254. Okay, 6 minus 4, what does that get me? Yep, 2. 5 minus 5 is? 0, good job. 0 minus 2? Oh, this borrowing stuff again. Okay, we can't do that, so we got to go next door. 5 changes to a 4, good job. And this 0 will now be a 10, good job. 10 minus 2 is 8, great job. 4 minus 0 is 4, wonderful. Put my comma in the right spot. 3 minus 3 is 0, but do we put that 0 there? No, because that would just look silly, right? Okay, so there are 4,802 more children under the age of 5 than there are between the ages of 10 and 14. So you'll type your answer in this blank. There are 4,802 more children under the age of 5 than between the ages of 10 and 14. The answer is found using, and you're going to make sure that you click the right one. Now be careful because they might be the same numbers but the wrong symbol. So make sure that you have the right numbers and the right symbol, the subtraction symbol. Good job. Number 11, select true or false for each sentence. The value of 6 in 263,487 is 6,000. So let's look at that value. Remember, there's a really easy way we can do that. We can draw this 6 underneath here, and how many zeros behind it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that match? No, it doesn't. The 6 has a value of 60,000 because it's in the 10,000s place, not 6,000. So that is going to be false. The value of 7 and 268,743 is 700. Let's see. I'm going to bring that 7 down. Count how many zeros I've got back there. 1, 2. Do those match? Yes. The value of that 7 and 268,743 is 700 because that 7 is in the hundreds place. See why place value is so important? All right. The value of 3 in 728,436 is 300. Let's see. We're going to bring my 3 down, replace it with 1 0 because there's 1 digit behind it. So the 3 is in the 10 place and has a value of 30. Is that 300? No, so that's going to be false. All right, the value of 2 in 627,483 is 20,000. Let's see. I'm going to bring down my 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 places behind it, so replace it with 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20,000 and 20,000. So that's true. Great job, guys. All right. Just make sure tomorrow that you're watching very carefully at where those numbers are and you're counting your places and looking at your place value. All right, number 12, select another way to show 403,871. Mark all that apply. So this is bringing in our standard, expanded, and word form. So 403,871, let's see. A says 403,801. Is that right? No, it's supposed to be 871, so that one's not going to work. Let's look at B, 403,071. Is that right? Nope, we're missing the 800 before that 71, so that's not going to work either. 403,871. What about that one? Yep, that's right. It's got all of our pieces. 403,871. Very good. Now for choice D, 400,000 plus 38,000 plus 800 plus 70 plus 1. 403,871. Did I say 438,000? No. So that one's not going to work. E, 400,000. Okay, that works. Plus 3,000. Okay, that works. Plus 800. Yep, so far so good. Plus 70. Yep, oh, come on, one more. Plus 1. Yes. Okay, that's going to work too. We've got each of our places and their values correctly. Good job. Oh, look at this one. This one's a mixture of written or of word and expanded form. We've got 400,000s plus 3,000, so 400,000s, 3,000s, so far so good, plus 800s, yep, I've got an 8 in the hundreds place, plus 7 tens, yep, I've got a 7 in the tens place, plus 1, 1, and yep, got a 1 in the one plates, so that one works. Good job. All right, we are also going to skip 13 because we have a lot that are like this that we're already practicing. So don't worry, on your test tomorrow, you won't see one like this. I'm not going to skip it and then give you one like this tomorrow. You won't see it. Number 14, there were 13,562 visitors in a museum in June. What is the number rounded to the nearest